Kuala Lumpur, a city in Malaysia that was built in the middle of a jungle. With the highest twin towers in the world. The multiculturalism is a part of everyday life here. The average age of inhabitants is 27.4. The old town and the new town. The heart of the former rural-urban core beats next to the skyscrapers. Kuala Lumpur, a city that never sleeps. Fresh, pulsating life, 24 hours a day. Xian Li and her father, KC, are going along to another urban sketchers meeting today. They meet in the old part of Kuala Lumpur, Kampung Baru. Around a dozen very different city residents have come to sketch, or in other words, put the city on paper.
We call ourselves urban sketchers. It's a community who focus on on-location painting, on-location sketching. Of course, we have our manifesto. Our manifesto basically is about sketching in on-location, sharing and telling stories about the places, the city and the town that we are living in. For us, we are a regional chapters based in Kuala Lumpur. We have our own cultures and our own lifestyle, so this is what we are doing.
With their drawings, the urban sketchers capture their city just as it is. The sketchers of Kuala Lumpur, who are mainly young, have a particular vantage point.
What is so special about Kuala Lumpur urban sketchers? I think Kuala Lumpur is a very special city. We have multicultural, we have multiracial, and then Kuala Lumpur used to be a British colonial area, and then we have Malay, Chinese, and Indians cultural buildings. That's why sketching in Kuala Lumpur is like sketching in a special area.
The contrast between the village and the city is what makes Kuala Lumpur's charm, for all sketchers, young and old.
Today we come to Kampung Baru. We want to draw the old Malay traditional village. I choose this angle because it portrays the angle of the building itself. But at the same time, there is KL Tower behind, and then there is different diversity you can see from the urban city and the urban village.
The group is open to all. The most important thing is a love of drawing. It is the starting point for people both new to the city and those who always lived there. Malays, Chinese, Indians, they are all at home in Kuala Lumpur. Everybody draws what they want, in color, ink, or pencil. KC Lee gladly gives advice. He is the founder of the group. When he went into retirement 3 years ago, he searched for a hobby. He eventually founded the Urban Sketchers in Kuala Lumpur.
Me and my wife staying at home for nothing to do. I rather come out and do some things with the community. And the other point is, I look at the children and the youngsters. They are too addicted to the IT and staying at home for 18 hours, 20 hours a day. So thinking of leading them out to doing some activities outdoor. and having the proper lifestyle.
Kuala Lumpur is a metropolis of contrasts. That's what makes it so special. The urban sketchers are proud of their home city. That is why they draw it. What is the first thing that springs to mind about Kuala Lumpur?
This town is quite fattening actually. Too many nice food around. Feeling, well, I think we feel happy, right?
Yeah, we feel happy in this town. Yeah. There's diversity of food in this village. Yeah.
Lots of things to explore.
Importantly, at the end of the sketching session, Xian uploads a special photo to Facebook, ensuring all of the drawings are commemorated. Everybody sees different things in the city. The drawings therefore showcase completely different perspectives. Through this picture, the urban sketchers share the beauty of Kuala Lumpur and their work with the world. Kuala Lumpur in Malay means muddy river mouth. What a name for a capital city. The river can no longer be seen today. The place was founded by miners in the 19th century in the middle of the jungle. The village soon developed into a city. Then the city became a metropolis, and the metropolis ultimately turned into the capital of Malaysia. Skyscrapers have only been built here in the last 20 to 30 years. City planners took great care to maintain the special green character. However, all green areas here are artificially created. There is practically nothing left of the jungle vegetation. Kuala Lumpur is a modern megacity today, with the highest skyscrapers in the world and green oases in the middle of the business quarter. No coastline, no riverside promenades, but plenty of water springs from fountains. Eight million inhabitants live in the metropolitan region, with 1.6 million in the immediate centre. Kuala Lumpur stands for business and leisure, steel, glass, concrete, but also the green urban jungle. The only place where original vegetation is still cultivated on a large scale is the Kuala Lumpur Bird Park. 3,000 domestic and non-domestic birds, comprising of 200 different species, live here. It lies in the city centre, covering a space of 8 hectares. The park has the world's largest free-fly zone for birds. Dr. Kartini Ahmad works here as a vet in this part of the original jungle. She grew up close to Kuala Lumpur and studied here. The native birds in particular, such as the hornbill, are close to the 35-year-old's heart, but preserving nature is the priority.
Even though the Kuala Lumpur is a big major city, but we try to preserve the part of this area as a nature, because it's not balanced. Let's say if it is a lot of development, but there's a less nature environment inside the Kuala Lumpur, so it does not balance for the ecosystem. So by having nature jungle-looking area, it helps to preserve the wildlife animal.
Her working day lasts 9 hours, and she walks for more than 2 kilometers in total from mission to mission.
My job is to treat the bird and then to look out for the health of the birds, okay, whether they are in a good condition, okay, and then I have to make sure that they have a proper feed that been given to the birds, and then if there is any birds that are sick or injured, okay, inside the park, whether it's in the free flight area or inside the cage, so I will take it the bird and then to treat it immediately.
Dr. Ahmad knows best how to deal with the birds. This bird is the only male of its species in the park. He must be particularly well maintained. Sometimes he lets the team inspect him, other times not. Today they were lucky and could treat him.
This is a water bird, so I must make sure that the mouth part area, must be in the perfect condition so that it's easy for the birds to eat the fish.
In Kuala Lumpur, the temperature is usually around 35 degrees throughout the year, with a tropical humidity of 70 to 80%. In the bird park, it is even more extreme.
The most stressful weather for the birds is hot season compared to the rainy season because of high temperature. So I will provide them with the multivitamin, okay, and then for this free flight area, I will inform the maintenance staff to reduce the cutting of the trees, okay, so that there will be a lot more shades, so that the birds can have shades area, okay, just to cool down themselves.
Dr. Ahmad sees many birds sporadically every day, and she gives names to some of them. The nightly active owls are collected for her during their daily sleep, because she also has to treat them. A few drops of medicine for long-term health. To be a vet here is a dream job for Dr. Ahmad.
Saya berasa gembira dan teruja bekerja sebagai profesion veterina di Kuala Lumpur Bird Park serta dalam satu kawasan bandar Kuala Lumpur, di mana Kuala Lumpur Bird Park ini masih mengekalkan lagi keadaan alam semula jadinya di samping dengan sekitar Kuala Lumpur yang masih membangun sebagai sebuah bandar yang berjaya.
KL, as Kuala Lumpur is known by its inhabitants, was under British rule until the end of the 19th century. Many British colonial buildings still shape the city landscape today. Many cultures and religions are represented in this pulsating, million-strong metropolis. Arabic living is barely recognizable from the architecture at first sight, even though the state religion is Islam. A third of inhabitants are Buddhists. Not only do they live in the Chinese Quarter, but they are spread throughout the entire city in all social classes. Chinese Malaysians are well integrated and practice their religion without any problems. The Indian quarter is similarly assimilated. "9% of Kuala Lumpur's inhabitants are Hindus, and they also enjoy their own Indian culture and pray in their own temples. Even a handful of Christians have their own churches and pray without disturbance, whilst the muezzin calls nearby. Muslims are the biggest demographic group in KL. Almost half of Kuala Lumpur's inhabitants are Muslim. Most of them practice a moderate form of Islam. Live and let live seems to be the motto of the city. Abdul Wahab Shamaruddin can recount some stories of the last 50 years. He was born into a family business and has taken on sandal making from his father. The old trade is still flourishing.
Keistimewaan dia, capal ni sebenarnya bukan apa. Ini tradisional Melayu, orang Malaysia punya. Yang kita buat material ni, pasal ni kita daripada kulit. Yang ni kita buat kulit-kulit. Lepas tu yang selesa benda ni adalah dia punya tali muka. Ni sebut tali muka ya. Tali muka ni, ini membuat selesa capal. Jadi bila orang memberikan capal, dia tahu ini dia mesti selesa pakai.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Private customers come to his shop now and then, but his main trade is producing large quantities for bulk purchases.
Dia macam-macam. Ada warna ni pun ada. Tak apalah, jangan.
Boleh katakan dia tak tahu nak raya.
His sandals are worn especially by men to go with their traditional garments, but they also go quite nicely with jeans.
Okey, boleh.
Okey, saya jual
Okey, terima kasih. Okey, Assalamualaikum.
Salam. Okay, bye.
He can only have the support of one other employee. Every single sandal is handmade from start to finish.
Oh, jadi ini apa dia punya bena ni ke apa ni? Oh. Ini adalah tradisional. Ini sebenarnya daripada arwah orang tua saya. Dia membuat benda ni daripada tahun 1974. Okey. Daripada tahun 74 dia membuat benda ni. Inilah membesarkan kita orang anak beranak daripada ini. Daripada capal ni. Jadi daripada situ saya berminat. Bila balik pada sekolah, datang ke kedai, tolong orang tua saya membuat capal. Ya.
Siapa orang? Ni filem nak jual ni.
Today, he is a renowned craftsman. He can still live well from the trade and support his family. In Kuala Lumpur, small retailers have been able to survive to some extent despite the immense technical and industrial developments of the city. Abdul usually makes 200 pairs of sandals in 1 month. This month, however, he has to produce 400. A company from Singapore has ordered in bulk.
Kita tak ada masalah pun dalam pasaran atau di Malaysia ni, dalam pasaran tak jadi masalah. Jadi benda ni orang kata dah pakaian orang Malaysia. Jadi tak masalah lah. Masalah tentang ekonomi, tentang jualan, tentang apa tak jadi masalah pun. Daripada tahun 74 sampai sekarang, tahun 2017, memang banyak pembangunan. Dan ekonomi naik. Maknanya segala-galanya sudah perubahan, dah ada perubahan. Jadi orang kata kalau orang datang tahun 74 datang kemari ke Malaysia, bila datang sekarang ni, wow, ya.
He still talks about the old Kuala Lumpur. New buildings are constantly being erected here today. Higher, more modern, more spectacular. The old and new city, Kampung Baru village, and the impressive skyline of the business quarter behind it. Here, in the old part which emerged during the 1940s and 1960s, life is traditionally Muslim. The urban village has been spared from the developments of industrialization. Kampung Baru has made a name for itself as the foodie village. Whilst prices have skyrocketed just 300 meters further away, the food here is extremely affordable for everyone. Everyone is looking for small niches in what is perhaps the westernmost city in Asia. Finding a good job is not easy for young Malaysians. Too many young people live here, so it is simpler to open a snack bar. People are always eating. Barely any city residents cook regularly at home. Here in Kampung Baru, a lavish lunch costs between $1 and $2. Even Abdul, the sandal distributor, goes to a restaurant each day. Eating is traditionally done with one's hands. Reza Shafiq had a different idea about how to earn his living by cooking. He started his own food truck business 2 years ago. Since then, he has had a clearly structured day. Food is prepared at home in the morning, so it can be sold from the food truck somewhere in the city the same evening.
Dah jadi trend, so dah banyak lah dekat sini yang ada. Jadi nak try benda yang baru, dan saya memang dalam bidang food business, jadi nak cuba berniaga sendiri. Macam tu. Jadi food truck ni sesuatu yang seronok. Dia fun.
Previously, his dream was to get a foothold in the film industry and run a catering business. When this project failed, he began a new one. So day after day, he drives to different places with his food truck.
Truck ni, dia sesuatu yang tak perlukan tempat untuk berniaga. Dia tak statik, jadi kita orang boleh bergerak pusing-pusing, cari tempat lain. Kalau macam satu tempat tu tak boleh nak berniaga, pergi tempat lain, try nasib dekat sana. Macam tu lah.
Today, he has a long journey ahead. He wants to go to the other side of town. Therefore, he has to go through the business quarter, Kuala Lumpur City Centre, KLCC. He simply drives past the imposing Petronas Towers on the left-hand side. In the evening, the city comes alive again in many areas. It does not get any quieter. On the contrary, it gets louder and fuller. The temperatures decrease a little, the sun goes down, and the more beautiful side of the city appears. At this time, Reza is already at the night market in order to buy the latest provisions. In the meantime, his staff prepares the food truck. The night markets on the outskirts are very convenient, and Reza doesn't need too much. Every day he goes shopping for fresh ingredients, even if he doesn't really cook lavish food in his food truck. He knows what young people want because he's only 25 and is already his own boss.
Untuk orang-orang muda, diorang suka benda yang cepat, yang laju, yang senang untuk digigit. Untuk makan macam tu je. Dan diorang tak perlukan meja atau sudu garpu untuk makan. Jadi dia memerlukan, contoh kalau macam kebab, so dia terus bite, terus makan, terus gigit. Sambil berjalan pun tak apa. Macam tu. Benda yang simple.
Food truck owners mostly choose places where they can congregate. They do not feel competition. Rather, they rely on attracting as many young people as possible for the evening. Reza does too. Now the exciting part of his night shift is beginning. He tells his customers exactly what they are getting. Mostly it is Malays, in other words, Muslim Malaysians who buy here. The food is halal. It is without pork, and everything is made in accordance with Muslim law. Of course, there is no alcohol.
Hingga dalam 10 minit macam tu. Dekat Malaysia, orang Islam ni, dorang chill ni, lepak, dorang hang out dengan kawan-kawan, borak, catch up dengan kawan-kawan, sembang, macam itulah. Makan sekali, minum sekali. Walaupun kita orang tak minum alkohol, orang Muslim memang tak minum alkohol, tapi kita orang suka duduk sekali, lepak sekali. Macam tu.
More and more people arrive this evening. For young Malaysians, this is a place where they can meet and make new friends. There is a great variety of food. The big seller from Reza's food truck, pulled beef, packed as a kind of hot dog or beef burger.
Sebab kalau buat makanan Melayu, dia jadi banyak, leceh, panjang masa. Jadi kita guna yang simple. Western food is simple. Jadi kita cuba guna masukkan dalam tu dalam makanan kita orang lah. Jadi macam sandwich dan kita ada pulled beef. Tu memang American style lah.
Reza will not become rich with his food truck. However, he can survive from it, and he prefers to work later hours. Kuala Lumpur has its own special charm at night. In particular, the Petronas Towers, the highest twin towers in the world, magically illuminating and beguiling everyone under their spell. In another place in the city, the Bukit Bintang district, the atmosphere is in full swing. These people are also Muslims, but have adapted their faith to modern life. According to them, anyone can practice it. Kuala Lumpur is an open, tolerant, cosmopolitan city. It is full of people and vehicles. A distinct club scene has even established itself in this largely Muslim city. Cocktails and other alcoholic drinks are served here. Partying, drinking and dancing all take place here. New friendships are forged here. Nowhere else in Malaysia is as open. In the morning, this jungle metropolis goes about its business again as normal. Just like for Nuri, a man who is a woman today. Nuri was born a boy after 5 brothers. Her parents soon dressed her in girls' clothing. She grew up as a girl. In Kuala Lumpur, there are many transgender people like her. This is not a problem.
Everybody treat me as what I am. And I feel when I am now, so I just do what I like to do, and I'm proud to be myself, because I have work and I have family who love me, and that's it.
Nuri had an operation in her mid-20s in Bangkok because it was impossible in Kuala Lumpur. Today she is 48 years old and is a successful makeup artist for film productions. She's on the way to her next job. Nuri is also a Muslim woman, but wants nothing to do with the headscarf.
Hey!
Oh, I stay in Kuala Lumpur. I lahir di Kuala Lumpur and I work also in Kuala Lumpur. So I suka dengan kerja I. And manusia dalam di Kuala Lumpur ni terima saya seadanya.
Her life as a transgender person is compatible with her faith, even though she would officially prefer to remain vague about it.
Kalau dalam Islam, of course, dia mungkin. Tapi sekarang saya, Islam also bagi tahu supaya saya menjadi diri saya dan ingat agama itu penting dan kita kerja dan untuk family dan kasih sayang itu semua.
Today, the film set is in quite a normal residential area of Kuala Lumpur. A Malaysian docu-soap is being filmed here. With her colleague, who is also transgender, she takes care of styling for the actors. The soap is about a young couple, their marriage, and their in-laws. The actors enjoy a large degree of fame in Malaysia.
Inilah masanya bang. Kita nak suruh membaik dengan mami.
Berbaik-baik tu dialog dia dah
Tengok mama.
Kawan aku sekarang. Sabar aku bagi energi bang.
kau masuk.
Leha. Kamu Leha.
Lepas tu kau masuk. Bang.
Aku kat sini ke?
I love to be a makeup artist. I love my work because I love to make people beautiful. And before I make people beautiful, I have to be beautiful.
The beautiful world of films. Nuri is a part of it. The makeup must always be reapplied between individual scenes. She is working with Elizad for the first time. Both of them love the business, the many trips, and being together.
We shoot everywhere in Malaysia, not only Kuala Lumpur, everywhere.
So, untuk cari makan dalam industri Malaysia, bagi saya ya, of course, sebab Malaysia sangat Malaysia hidup dalam keadaan yang harmoni dan bermacam-macam pekerjaan. Jadi untuk bekerja seperti dia yang sangat dekat dengan kita orang, of course kita orang rasa macam appreciate dia. Yeah.
Tengah ni nak
Time for action. From now on, Nuri always remains there, behind the camera.
Nak tengah buka bonik dulu.
The director's last instructions.
Action. Tak payah lagi. Tunggu mami sejuk. Dia ingat mati, dia baik, bertaubat. Saya balik.
Ikut mama balik. Aduh. Baby ni tak larat.
Okey. Aku ada masalah dengan blok.
Only a few young Malaysians make it in the film business.
Film business in Kuala Lumpur is quite tough, to be honest. Maybe because of the competitors, because of the market, because of the economy as well. People are seldom go to movie now. The reason why, because they can easily get entertainment from the internet, from the TV. So the industry is, I'm not say not good, but it's not that very well.
For Nuri, the year is cut and dried. 120 days of the docu-soap will be filmed here during the coming weeks and months.
Tunggu mami sejuk dulu. Lepas tu mami dah ingat mati, dah ingat dunia, dah baik. Dia balik
Whilst the others take centre stage, she patiently waits to be called. Kuala Lumpur became the capital of Malaysia in 1957. Globalization has seldom been felt so strongly and quickly in an Asian city as it has here. Since the 1990s, the people have felt a powerful new beginning and the city seems to be calling to them. Find your way. Whether traditional or modern, everything is possible in Kuala Lumpur. Women study and work, and they climb high on the career ladder like men do. In addition to this, they all practice their faith. Siti Hajar is a special kind of career woman. It was only a year ago when she started to run her batik painting business. However, the 37-year-old now sells her batik headscarves all over the world, especially on the internet. She already has up to 10 employees.
Alright. So daripada sini, kita akan pilih a few combination. The orange. Some orangey. S98.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. I love a modern batik touch. So I will come out with all the modern ideas, you know. If you're talking about butterfly, then I'll try to make a modern placement of butterfly. And if I try to do like something, then I start to think a modern floral as well.
Batik is an old Indonesian handicraft. It has also caught on in Malaysia. The Quran says animals must not appear on batik handicraft.
Actually, it depends to individual. I don't say that we don't really like take it animal as our scarf, you know. For me, I'm a bit modern. I can accept anything. And Al-Quran says that we have to avoid like some animals, like pig or dog, that we try to avoid into my batik touch.
The butterfly is an exception for Siti.
Butterfly is not included with all the, you know, the content of the Al-Quran.
Siti has only been wearing the headscarf strictly for 2 years since her children have gotten older to set a good example. However, she wanted to wear a modern design, so she uses batik for herself. Wax is applied to the silk, and afterwards the motifs are painted. Batik has now gained a greater significance in Malaysia.
Batik is one of the heritage of Malaysia, you know. So like our government emphasize most of the bodies, especially government bodies, to wear batik every Thursday. So it's just like to appreciate the Malaysian heritage. Usually men's wearing a normal clothes with some batik touch, and for the ladies they are wearing the whole baju kurung, we call it, and somehow now it's quite modern touch. They can like wearing a baju kurung with the batik hijab as well, the scarf.
A scarf costs the equivalent of between 25 and 100 euros.
Boleh custom tak? Contoh kalau nabung ni tak cukup besar, dan kita buat lagi besar. Kalau nak lagi kecil pun lagi kecil. Jadi selalu guna magnet ni. Alright, dan kita guna magnet juga.
Matching.
Matching.
Kuala Lumpur has succeeded in becoming a fully industrialized city in a short space of time. Istana Budaya. The architecture of Kuala Lumpur's Opera House is reminiscent to that of Sydney's. However, its dance company is completely Malaysian. Rehearsal for an evening performance. Mohammed Faizul has been dancing here for 10 years. He is permanently employed, along with around 20 other male and female dancers. They're like a family. Tonight it is just the standard routine, but as always, they will give it their best. Making it as a dancer here in Kuala Lumpur and becoming permanently employed is a little like winning the lottery. In 10 years, it has never become boring for him.
Cabaran dia agak besar lah, cabaran dia bila KL, Kuala Lumpur. So a lot of show. So we go anywhere to perform. Like mungkin dalam satu hari dua tiga kali show, kita present depan turis, kita present depan minister, king sometimes. So mencabar.
Preparation for the performance lasts 2 hours alone, with costumes and masks. This is the Malaysian tradition.
Tarian tradisional Malaysia menggambarkan budaya dan cara hidup orang Malaysia. Kalau macam Melayu, budaya orang Melayu. Kalau Cina, budaya orang Cina. Kalau India, orang India. Begitu juga dengan etnik-etnik suku kaum Malaysia. Di situlah gambarnya budaya hidup dari tarian Malaysia.
The dancers come from all 3 Malaysian religious communities. The Muslim women amongst them still wear their headscarves. However, in half an hour, they must take them off for the show.
Mula rasa kekok jugalah. Lama-lama tak mungkin sebab saya dalam pembelajaran saya, mungkin saya dah semakin tua, so mungkin saya dah proses nak berhenti. So mungkin nanti saya akan, mungkin saya dah tak menari, so saya belajar daripada sini untuk pakai tudung ni. Lepas tu nanti kalau show, kita kena ikutlah apa yang diorang suruh.
The dancers do not have a regulated working week. They are always ready for rehearsals and performances. Plenty of discipline is needed in this dance ensemble. Mohammed Faizul has learned to be humble and is grateful to Istana Budaya for being able to live his dream.
Kita lah macam kita ni, generasi kita ni yang perlu kembangkan. Dah banyak genre lain from other country masuk kita punya Malaysia punya culture, so dia dah bercampur. So mungkin orang macam saya inilah yang akan memperkenalkan balik kita punya budaya. So saya rasa untuk saya tak ada masalah pun untuk hidup dalam cara tradisional ni pada zaman ni.
Kuala Lumpur is perhaps one of the few cities in which cultures do not collide but merge into one another. It is the people who make the city so special, and the world can learn a lot from Kuala Lumpur.